The streets of Istanbul were still painted in hues of soft gold as Eris stepped out of her home, her long abaya flowing with each graceful step. Her veil framed her face, the only part of her visible to the world. The city buzzed with its usual rhythm. Trams rattled past, shopkeepers opened their stalls, and the call to duha, prayer, echoed softly from a distant mosque, wrapping the city in a sacred rhythm. Era adjusted the strap of her law books on her shoulder and made her way toward Istanbul University. She took her usual path through the Sultanahmet district, where the domes of mosques shimmered under the sun and history whispered from every ancient brick. At the university, she met Sarah at the campus entrance. Sarah, clad in a pastel pink abaya, offered her a warm smile. "You're early as always," Sarah teased, linking her arm with Era's as they entered the bustling courtyard. "I just love the quiet mornings," Era replied with a soft chuckle. "Besides, it's easier to find peace before the chaos of class begins." They found a bench beneath a fig tree and sat for a few minutes, chatting about the day's lectures and upcoming assignments. Despite Sarah's more outgoing nature, the two balanced each other perfectly. Era's calmness grounding Sarah's vivacity. Later that day, the girls decided to treat themselves. After classes, a trendy coffee shop just off Istiklal Street was their favorite hideout. It was modern, minimalistic, with smooth jazz playing and a blend of Turkish and European coffee aromas lingering in the air. Era stepped inside first, her eyes scanning for a quiet corner. Sarah stayed behind to place their order. Outside, sleek black cars lined the road. A matte black Bugatti Chiron idled silently just around the corner. Inside it, Eric Abdullah was wrapping up a phone call. "Tell him if he doesn't deliver tonight, I won't be responsible for what happens next," Eric muttered into his Bluetooth earpiece, frustration thick in his voice. He ended the call and stepped out, the tailored cut of his Italian suit crisp and commanding. As he strode into the cafe, Eric was focused on the tablet in his hand, reviewing logistics reports from his private security firms. In his peripheral vision, he caught the sway of a black veil, a movement so subtle, yet it tugged something deep inside. He didn't look up. Not yet. Era, holding her drink, turned from the counter and took a step, just as Eric did the same. They collided. A soft gasp escaped her lips, and her cup tumbled, spilling her caramel latte down the front of his suit. Eric froze. Everyone in the cafe went quiet for a moment. Eyes darted between the imposing man and the veiled woman standing before him. Air immediately reached for tissues, her voice composed, yet sincere. "I'm so sorry, I wasn't looking." Eric looked down at the stain, then slowly up at her. His expression was unreadable for a second, but the moment his eyes met hers, something shifted. The deep brown gaze behind her veil held no fear, only sincerity, calm, a kind of grace he wasn't used to. For the first time in a long while, he didn't feel the need to bark orders or lash out. Instead, he cleared his throat. "It's Fine, he said gruffly, more confused at himself than at the situation. Era offered another napkin. I didn't mean to ruin your suit. Eric let out a small exhale, half a sigh, half amusement. It's just a suit. Sarah came rushing in. Era. What happened? Just an accident, Era replied, handing over the last of the tissues. We're fine. Eric watched as Sarah placed a protective hand on Era's arm. He glanced at Era once more, then nodded slightly, before turning and walking to a corner table. But as he sat, his attention wasn't on his files anymore. It was on the way her presence had momentarily silenced the noise in his head. The chaos. The demons. He didn't even know her name yet, for the first time in years. He wanted to. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.